distinguished leaders. Let me start by thanking Manoj and team for the invitation to speak at the 2021 India Global Forum. It is indeed an honor to be speaking at an event with so many great personalities. Looking back at India's energy transition journey, it all began with the COP21 Paris Summit. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stated that India would generate 40% of our installed capacity from non-fossil fuels. By adding 175 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2022, and that our forest cover would be increased to absorb at least 2.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide. These were bold promises at that time. Today, just 6 years following COP21, the fact is that India is the only major nation that will achieve most of the COP21 climate change goals set for 2030, a full 8 years ahead of schedule. And Mr. Modi has now increased the target to 450 gigawatts by 2030. However, climate justice must also mean that the well-being of the developed is not at the expense of the developing. The out-of-the-box plans and methods that might work for advanced nations will not work for India and 1.4 billion Indians, nor will they satisfy any of the world's developing nations. The developed and developing worlds must jointly devise measures that permit equitable growth and secure a clean future for all. One nation's dream must not become another nation's challenge. In my view, the developed world must uniformly understand this better. Using a cricketing example, those who see the Adani Group solely as India's largest thermal power producer are watching not the match, but only the opening overs. While we realize that we must transition away from carbon dependencies and towards environment-friendly sources of energy, we also must ensure that India does not transition away from fossil fuel at a rate that makes power unaffordable for our millions of citizens. We must be careful that our voice for the environment does not crush the aspiration of thousands of that lack electricity. The fact is that while we are India's largest integrated energy utility platform, our newer infrastructures builds our focus on renewable energy. We choose this path to not just balance the CO2 emission, but also to make possible a responsible and a rapid energy transitions. In 2020, we become the largest solar company in the world. Our journey we started in 2015, and last month we caught up to our renewables target of 25 gigawatts, a full 4 years ahead of schedule. Our green energy arm is on track to be the world's largest renewable energy company by 2030. I know of no other organization in the world that has accelerated its renewable footprints as rapidly as the Adani Group. In addition, a key element in our Energy Balancing Act as a gas, both LNG and LPG, which is enabling India to prepare an energy mix that is a multidimensional and cleaner. Not only is a gas-based economy beneficial on the sustainability front, but it also helps India save a valuable foreign exchange and amplifies several nationwide benefits that include reduced health risk, broader and cleaner range of applications, energy efficiencies and transportability. Also, as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, India's self-reliance initiative, we are now doubling our solar cell and module manufacturing capacity to 4 gigawatts and expanding the domestic manufacturing ecosystem for our renewable business, including a new wind turbine manufacturing cluster in Mundra. Our commitment to a sustainable future is validated by the fact that no other Indian business house has invested in clean energy and clean technologies as massively, as proactively, and as regularly as we have. This sustainable investment route has certainly paid off for our stakeholders. Since January 2020, the value of our renewable business has increased over 600 times, thereby yielding one of the best returns across all stock markets. I have always stated that the Adani Group's different businesses are aligned and not just with India's climate change goals, but also with the global drive towards net zero emissions. For example, our ports actively support the United Nations and India's sustainability initiatives in science, climate-related financial disclosure, water conservation and biodiversity, or POTS, are committed to becoming carbon neutral, committed to achieving zero waste to landfill, committed to replacing single-use plastic, and committed to afforestation exceeding 5,000 hectares by 2025. We believe no other large multi-pots business anywhere in the world has outlined such specific action to sustainability. This alignment with the global sustainability is even more pronounced in our new ventures. Every new business that we incubate is driven by sustainability goals, be it a network of data centers powered by renewable energy, be it a green hydrogen explorations with partners like SNAM and Technimont, or be it the green hydrogen projects with our leading global partners. In closing, let me emphasize that the Adani Group intends to continue investing in such technologies and take the steps to fulfill our ESG goals. We will do so by carefully balancing our energy migration from carbon positive to carbon neutral and further on to carbon negative. The pipeline of renewable projects that we are building and those that we have already acquired give us a total confidence. Such transitions will have to be shaped by domestic needs and will ensure that not only will tomorrow's sunrise be clearer, but the pace we set for today's sunset will not be compromised either. Thank you.